Wait, okay. There you
And
go.
and this
The
is how
meeting.
we do it on the Donna Smith Show. I don't know what happened, y'all, though, on the Donna Smith Show. And this is how we do it on the Donna Smith Show. Yes.
It's funny. They say the programs are user friendly,
Got it. We
but the
here.
problem is because of human error.
You know what? Stop it. Welcome
No, I'm
everybody
just
to the Donna Smith Show. Sorry, John is trying to do a bit much. We're going to
no, I'm not.
excuse
You get
him.
me right,
We are
right,
a little
Sharon?
behind this evening because we had some technical difficulties. Okay. Um, I let John show me something and he kind of messed it up, but we do apologize.
Yeah, that's how I do it. Everything I put my hands on.
We apologize. So there was a slight delay. And so bear with us
Uh,
today. Please
when
do.
people,
Welcome to the Donna Smith Show this evening. I'm so glad to see you guys here. Man, JJ's running late. We got John Timothy Mims. Sharon is tipping in. We got Gareth. He keeps freezing on us, y'all. So bear with us. He gonna be all right.
you
We're
get
gonna
it
be all right.
together. It'll be
But
all
I just
right.
want to say that anything we talk about and discuss today on the Donna Smith Show is not meant to offend anyone. Topics, comments, debates, whatever. We're just here having grown folk fun. So if a topic is not for you, we understand. If you full speed ahead, and I'm quite sure you'll catch something that's gonna strike your interest. So I want to say welcome, 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 and let's get our toast going on to the hostess with the mostest, and let's get it popping. Where yours at, Gareth? There you
He
go.
got it in his hand.
Okay, cling, ching, cling, cling, clang.
Click,
Cling.
click,
Now, what's
click,
that?
click. Absolutely clear.
What? Absolutely clear. I like that. I know what that means. Mm-hmm. So first off, I want to say welcome everyone, and I want to also say happy belated birthday to Mr. John Timothy Mims. This time I had it right. I hit him up on his day. Last week I was ahead of myself, had it all screwed up, but Tuesday was his birthday. And he is now out of the country, just chilling like a big dog. Just, man, just living life lavishly, just nothing to worry about, just enjoying himself right now, relaxing and drinking
Right.
absolute white. Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Yeah,
what absolute white is.
that's what I mean, you said absolute clear.
No, I said absolutely clear.
Oh, absolutely clear. Oh, my bad. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. And Gareth, okay, y'all tell me. So, how you doing? Anything to share? Anything you want to bring out here to the table that's been on your mind? That's been a little puzzling to you? That's been great to you? That is new information to you? Something you went through? Something you know of somebody else going through? Anybody, or is it
Hmm.
everything just copacetic? Everything just cool chill?
It's amazing. I had something to share, and I guess it wasn't shareable because I sure can't remember.
You forgot?
Yeah, it was something that was going on.
It must not have been shareable.
Well, it's something that took place dealing with our folks.
Okay, grown folks, I'm quite sure as we get to talking, he's gonna remember it. It took place though. Whatever it
It
was,
took
it
place,
came to it happened,
and it was a fact. Yes, that's true.
but it left us. Sharon, you good? You got anything? You know, you got you got your face on like you got a few things going on in your mind.
What's she get
Yeah,
stuff on your
I want to
mind,
know
girl?
how you guys would react to a coworker who you're trying to tell a story to, and that coworker is non-black,
Mm-hmm.
and the story that you're telling the person to has to do with rowdy, maybe rowdy behavior. I can't remember exactly what I was talking to this person about, but in the midst of me talking to her and explaining to her the situation, she said, "Oh, they were acting niggerish."
Whoa,
Oh,
wow. Now we using okay to
oh.
And
to
And you
identify.
never referenced that yourself when you was
no,
talking or anything.
no, and I
Mm,
didn't say anything to her. But then I started thinking afterwards, was like, I should have checked her, you know, or at least said that's not the appropriate thing. What or asked her, what do you mean by that? Explain,
yes.
what does that mean to you? Because
Mm,
she's not white, she's not black, she's a
mhm,
What is
however
mhm,
her, what's her ethnicity? What is she?
Asian.
Oh, Asian. Okay.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
I mean, that can fall under the grounds of
No, no.
what to say, discrimination or offensive behavior that has come across to you, making you feel uncomfortable in the
That's
workplace.
that.
It can actually be reported, but you may not want to
No,
take it to that
No,
degree.
I mean, we can. You know, it's not really discrimination because discrimination would be denying one or allowing one to have advantage, another one not.
But it
But
made her it
it's more
made her
of
feel
a
uncomfortable
stereotype. Yeah,
though.
because it's the stereotype. You know, because they say, oh, they were so they use this stereotype. So they
right,
use this to describe an action.
right,
She was better off saying, oh, they were acting ghetto.
right. That's
See,
what she should
because
have
the
said.
ghetto can cover a lot of areas because we
Any and
know, okay,
everybody, any and
but
everybody. Yeah.
to be
Exactly.
specific and then to use that word like that, she
Yeah,
said they were acting niggerish.
yeah.
What is then? So I'm gonna ask questions. Ask. I'm gonna ask a question regarding the answer because I want to know what is niggerish. Because I sure would act dumb as I don't know what and be like, "What is it? I ain't never heard that before, girl." See
I
what you
just kind of
gonna
like, I just kind of, I went
then put
over,
it
I
in. Yeah.
ignored it and just kept talking. But after the fact, I was like, I really should have said something.
Well, sometimes I remember in psychology, it was all about timing.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's not the right time to tell somebody something.
Click,
And when
click,
you do
JJ.
tell them, the time that you do tell them, is it going to be constructive? Is
yeah,
it going to be beneficial or is it going to be destructive? So it probably wouldn't have been constructive at the time, you
right.
know. So, but at some point, since it's disturbing you, at some point you should pull it to the side. Have that with
Well,
other people around.
no, it was just me and her.
Oh yeah, you have that conversation with her to the side, and just say,
So,
however you want to put it. I don't know y'all relationship, you know,
yeah.
what have you, but
But
however you want to put it, it should
so
be addressed since it
she,
bothers
she's the type of person that is ignorant.
you. Hmm.
That's the way I took it because I didn't go off on you. I didn't say nothing to you about it, but you say that to somebody else, you
Hmm.
might get your butt whooped,
Get slapped right then and there.
and
Yeah.
because I'm not that person. However, you're not gonna run into too many of me that's gonna
Yeah.
take it so lightly, and you saying that were they acting niggerish. So I just want to know what you guys thought, would have been
Yeah.
appropriate response to that.
Well, JJ, since you just came in, Sharon shared I don't know if you got some of it or half of it,
Um,
but she had a conversation with a coworker and she was telling a story to the coworker. And in the midst of the story, the coworker responded, "Oh, so they were acting niggerish."
mm,
So at the time, she didn't address it, but it made her feel some kind of way, uncomfortable, inappropriate, which is grounds to report that if you really want to. But at the same time, maybe she just want to keep the smoke down a little and let this person know.
Yeah, I want to
After the
let her
fact
know.
that you can't
Yeah.
just you can't just say that.
No, and that's what I really want to do because
Mhm.
um
I
she's
have a
the type of
question.
person that speaks before she thinks.
Mhm.
Is she black?
No, she's
Mm-mm.
Asian.
Oh yeah, I grew up around that.
Yeah.
That's a hard one
Mm-hmm.
because
Isn't
while
it?
I consider myself having a lot of, I don't have a lot of Asian friends myself, and that's not by choice. And not to generalize, maybe it's the type of Asians I've chosen to hang around,
Mm-hmm.
but they kind of ghost you. If they don't like something that you do, they kind of ghost you.
Yep.
They don't talk to you anymore.
Yeah.
They're really flip about stuff like that, and that's been a long history of my personal experience.
Mm-hmm.
I think as well they were also and they not all of them. Now I'm not generalizing, but they do, and they have been a participant in our oppression as Black people.
Mm-hmm.
Because they benefit from services out here when they come out here. So
Well, I just feel like
that's my take on it.
I took this class on social studies about 2 years ago, and it covered the all races and how we were all brought over here from our motherlands or original countries, and everyone except for white people. I just want to keep it real because that's just the way it was. Were brought over here and stuck into slavery of some kind, whether it was being put in the fields to pick cotton, whether it was put in the fields to harvest corn, vegetables, whatever. They were all put in concentration camps, and nobody should feel like they have any privilege over the other person.
Right.
If you are of a different nationality other than white people, because that's exactly who did it. They were the ones who brought us over here and made us work for little or nothing. So for someone to feel so privileged, I just really have a problem with that, especially treating us like we're, below them.
Right. Well,
Well, mhm.
I also wanted to say too that our culture is mimicked a lot. A lot of what we do is mimicked and taken, and they're a part of that. They took a part of our culture, and they're making it seem like when it's convenient for them, they can act like us. But they switch up when they're in front of their parents. They don't act like that in front of their parents.
Oh, of course not.
So and their grandparents, they switch all the way up, and that's what I mean. Like we are like this all day, 24/7. So we got to switch it up a little bit to be professional for work or whatever.
But
That's what it is. But
100 because that's who you are.
Yeah. But that's a completely different thing. But that's my take on it.
Yeah. And I think absolutely, Sharon, that is something that, it did bother you. It would have bothered me. And I'm pretty sure anyone else watching in our panel. And you just have to find the right time. And like John said, to address it, let it be known in a professional, way that no, that was out of pocket. I've been feeling some kind of way since you said it. I didn't say anything then. And let her know, like you said, I just happened to be that one that didn't bite your neck off, but you may say something like that to the wrong person. It's a choice of words. Wherever she got that from, her environment, her friends, family, or whatever,
So it just lets me know that okay, this is the verbiage that you use when you around your friends.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
That
It
part
lets
But
me
too.
you
know.
have to, you know, I mean, kind of what JJ was saying, they kind of pick up on things we do. A lot of folks who go away from their family, they just tired of the orthodox
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
things of their culture, so they pull away, especially when they come to another country, especially America, and see the freedoms, you
Hmm.
know, that that are allowed not just by color but by gender as well,
Right.
right? So then you have some who associate with folks and they feel they're at a certain part, so they use this type of wording or
Right.
language. And I wouldn't necessarily, I would say yes, it's probably used around her peers of her same culture or whatever, or
Hmm.
same ethnicity, but she's probably used it around others and they haven't said anything,
Until
and
now.
that becomes a problem as well.
Hmm.
But the problem, I think, is we have to understand it goes so far back. I remember Richard Pryor had one of his sets, and he was saying when people come to this country, how Americans would teach them about niggas. That's
Mm.
what we would say, nigga, 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 nigga.
Yeah,
That's
I
what they
remember
would say.
that.
You remember
Hmm.
that? Yeah.
Hmm.
I remember that.
So so there's
Oh, Richard
you gotta
Pryor.
a lot of
Mhm.
Hmm.
people come over here, and when they come here to this country, I'm not saying she wasn't born here, but I'm just saying when folks come to this country, there are folks who were here already, either from their country that they kind of help them, oh, we're going to teach you the ropes or whatever, whatever. And they
Right.
share these things with them as well. But they
Hmm.
got it from when they came.
Yeah.
So to tell you a quick story that one I'm familiar with, someone close who's from another country
Hmm.
made a comment about, oh, African Americans do it. And I was like, where did you get that from? They generalized a
Yeah.
situation and pointing, oh, this is what African Americans do. African
Mm-hmm.
Americans don't do that. And I'm like, where did you get this from? But
Right.
this is when people take stuff from what they either see on TV or things of that nature, or
Mm-hmm.
in conversation, like she like she said, she's ignorant in conversation of folks who, or just imagine a group of ignorant folks having a
Hmm.
conversation about another
Hmm.
race.
Hmm.
Okay. So you
Right.
pick up all these things, and we've done it ourselves. Let's be clear. We've done it
Oh, for
ourselves.
sure.
We had things that we would even say about Africans. Oh, they're African, they this, they that. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So, but the whole thing is, you know, it was it I suggest that on your own timing, because you're going to know when it's right,
Yeah.
and and that you have that conversation,
Yeah.
with her, and let her know, and then probably ask her what made her think it was okay, you
Yeah.
know
I'm definitely
it-
going
and
to.
you get and she might say, oh, because of this, and then you might be able to educate her and saying, well, no, because of that doesn't make it okay, or
Right.
what have you, because
Right.
like you say, somebody else would have either went off or they would have put hands on her,
Exactly.
on
Hmm.
that person, and so
In a different setting, it would
yeah.
have been
Is she a
bad.
younger girl, younger
She is.
lady?
She's only 29.
Yeah, see, so
That's why I
it's
said she's
so
ignorant.
the peers, these well, it's they're ignorant. It's kind of like ignorant to the truth, but also miseducated, or
Mhm.
got
Mhm.
informed,
Hey,
or what
Duran.
have you.
Dijon.
Oh,
You
Hmm.
know.
Dijon. Hi, Dijon.
So
Dijon.
yeah, that's a trip. That
Yeah.
that that is a trip. I was watching this show. I don't know if y'all, real quick. It's this show called Miss Pat. She's a
Yeah.
comedian, and her
Hmm.
son had the friends, and it was like, oh, that's my nigga, and this and that. And there was these white guys, and they were like, what? So they was telling the son, you need to cut them a loose, or you need to check them,
Yeah.
and say, hey, look, this is not acceptable. But the
Mhm.
son, in his mind. He was like, "Oh, we're cool. They cool. They don't. We This is how we talk, you
Mm-hmm.
know." And
Mm-hmm.
so it's like it's almost like you give a crack, you crack the door, and then folks decide they want to push it open. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that part.
saying? So you
I,
really have to, and unfortunately, this is the cold part. Unfortunately, with us, we always have to break it down to someone. You know, the cold part is why are we teaching you about this type of behavior when you should be taught either by your parents, your community, or what have you? And this is the problem. But see, we can't be hypocritical, meaning we can't check this person on the way they're using the language they're using, and then we turn around and we're using the language.
okay, so on that note, I'm trying to find it. So you guys remember the Chris Rock Will
Mm,
Smith incident.
mhm,
So when that aired, this video surfaced. It's with, let me pause it. It's with
Oh
Chris Rock.
no.
White guy.
You know what I'm talking about?
mhm,
And he's with these other actors, and he's with oh, what's the guy's name? He's a comedian also. Jerry Seinfeld.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
I'm just gonna play a snippet of it so you guys can hear what I'm
No,
talking
you don't
about.
really know him like.
Okay, just so you guys can get a synopsis of what I'm
Okay.
talking about. I don't know if you can hear it.
These two.
We
use
say
that
nigger on stage.
on stage.
You guys don't. That's
Yeah,
it's an
yeah, that's the
interesting two
difference.
teams
That's the
here.
difference between. Yeah,
That's right. That's right. We say
compare
nigger on
us in
stage. You
different
guys
ways,
don't.
but that's definitely a pairing. Who
We
says
say-
nigger on stage? We don't.
Well, you just did.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
You and me say
no,
nigger
no,
in
no,
private.
no.
These two,
Raise it up some, Swan.
these two guys don't.
Mm.
The blackest white guy I fucking know. And then all the negative things we think about black people. This fucker. You're saying I'm a nigger. Yes, you are the niggerest fucking man I have ever. Oh, amazing. I don't think he could do that. Oh, I don't think he has those.
There's only
qualities.
two.
You, I mean, no, you don't even understand. Really, you don't really know him. Like I've worked with him. No, like your bit about. I wouldn't use it anywhere.
No, exactly. These two.
We
use
say
that
nigger on stage.
on stage.
You guys don't. That's
Yeah,
that's
the
two
difference.
teams
That's the
here.
difference between. Yeah,
That's right. That's right. We say
compare
nigger on
us in
stage. You
different
guys
ways,
don't.
but that's definitely a pairing. Who
We
says
say-
nigger on stage?
What show was that on, Sharon?
This was
Who
on,
says nigger on stage? We don't.
I don't know the show, but it's posted on
Sound like Cal.
on
I mean,
YouTube.
Gordon. What's that guy name? Kind of heavy set. He
Yeah, I'm
does
gonna send it to your
he
Instagram.
does the Weight Watcher. He does the Weight Watcher commercial now. Is
Yeah.
that him?
Yep.
Gordon, I think his last
Mhm.
name or something.
James Gordon, is that his name?
I think so. But you know, see, this is the thing.
Hmm.
It makes it hard when, let's put it this way, you live in a community. You have a white neighbor next door to you. You have a black neighbor on the other side, and you have a black neighbor on the other side of that person. The black neighbor on the other side of your white neighbor allows certain behavior.
Mm-hmm.
See, the thing is, once that they feel that allowance is given,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to make it general about a lot of things, because kids do it.
Right.
If they see a friend's parent allow a certain thing, they're
Mhm.
going to act that way around them parents at that house. But most likely they're not going to bring it home. But if they do bring it home, they might test the water, see
Mhm.
where they going to get. And that's the problem. It's like I say, once you give somebody the feeling that it's okay,
Mhm.
Well, they take that down the line. It may have been okay with you and however decision you make and you decide. But see, my thing is you're responsible for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like if you go hunting and you shoot a
Mhm.
bear and you don't kill that bear, you have to go hunt that, track that bear down to make sure that bear, because that bear is angry, and you got to make sure that bear don't go attack nobody,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
if you allow certain things that you know the rest of your community is not going to allow, you're
Mm-hmm.
responsible. So if I give whoever else the okay to call me nigga and I call them nigga and all them, it's my responsibility to let them know. I'm gonna tell you now, Joe, when you leave my house,
Don't say that no to nobody else.
you
I
know,
was just about to say that.
yeah.
I was just
But
getting ready to say that.
so, and I'm just saying that if you allow that, you're responsible.
That's your
Yeah,
thing.
You're
you're
responsible.
Yeah.
But
also
see, and this goes back to where now the responsibility that we were given that we didn't even ask for to have to explain and educate folks, which is not our uh we're not obligated to do
Responsibility.
that.
Like, why is it
You
okay
know,
for you guys to say it, but we can't say it? I get that all the time.
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
I've had a friend that actually not black, looks white, but found out that he's Puerto Rican. Okay. But he says that he has at one point said it all the time. Somebody must have checked him because I don't hear him say it at all anymore. Like for the past 3 years that I've known him, I haven't heard him say it. But when we were working together, he was
Mm.
always saying it, always saying it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. I mean, I agree that we shouldn't have to always explain it to people, but at the same time, once we allow somebody that it's cool to say it, they're gonna go out there to somebody else and get smacked up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Because people
I'm
get angry over that,
you know
especially if you're not the skin tone. They
I
Smacked
really
live
up
get
is
mad.
I
only
live
putting it lightly, because some folks go buck wild about something like that.
Oh, you?
You'll get
let me
you'll
tell
get
you
hurt.
something. I lived in Marin County for some years, for over 20 some years, I think. But let me tell you, they
Oh, that's where
had
you got your accent from.
they
I'm
had
sorry.
my accent. See, there she go, all niggerish. No,
Ah!
You know what? You on the Donna Smith show. Behave yourself. Come
you
on.
know. so so but the thing was they had these it was these white guys in Marin City is majority black, right? So this white guy would come out and hang with the black and they thought it was cool. Oh, he cool. And they had a name for him like White Mike or whatever, right? And so he all cool and he talk and say the things he wants to say, and he felt it was acceptable. And then, or you have others, I don't want to just put him out there, but you have others who come and hang around. They think they cool because they're either on a baseball team, football team, basketball team, whatever, and they think it's all cool, this person hanging out with them and everything. But what happens is they go to their friends, which, and I'm not just stating this as what I assumed is going on. This is something that is I witnessed. Their friends look to them and they're like, "Oh, wow. You go to Marin City? It's like you go to the hood." So they look at this person like, "You're like Superman to us because you get to go around here." And then this person is, "Oh, yeah, we kick it." And then he share how they talk. And then next thing you know, he's talking all in the slang and everything. Now he got his white friends talking the same way. But check this out. He got his slang. He learned his. It's like if you're going to learn Chinese, it's best to learn it from someone who speaks Chinese, right? So
Yes.
he learned his slang from folks who speak the slang, but his friends are learning it from him.
No,
So
yeah.
therefore, it's not the dynamic the use of it doesn't come the way. So it goes back to answering the question, why are you guys able to say it and we're not?
Right.
The because the dynamic that is used when other people is to hurt, is to
Yeah.
Mhm.
degrade, is to bring down, to harm, or
Mhm.
to excite others to harm. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When we use it, it's more of it's what it is. It's like I'm gonna take just basically I'm gonna take something bad and make something good. So we're gonna use it to where we hear it between with it, one another, and we don't hear it like we used to hear it. We hear it as some, and I talked to some young cats. I said, y'all call each other niggas and this and that. And they use it as it's more of a respecting, I recognize who you are. I don't recognize you as a nigga, but I recognize you as this
Like
black person
my
or
brother,
what
my
have you.
sister,
So you have people who are in the black community saying, well, we need to do away with it among one another, and you have some who saying it's okay. Okay, but what we do doesn't qualify another race to
Mhm.
use it.
Mhm.
So it's the same thing in your family. You call your parents by how you recognize them. It
Mhm.
could be mama, TT, daddy, papa, whatever. But you don't allow other people to come in.
Right.
They don't address them. They address them by their surname with Mr. or
Mhm.
Miss in front of it. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
That's
th- and,
respect.
and and that's the respect. And the thing is, if she thought it was niggerish, she had the right to say in her mind, "Ooh, they seem like it was some niggerish stuff going on." That's it.
Mhm.
But when you vocalize these things and you put it out there as if it's okay, that's where we have a problem. And like I say, we can't be hypocritical because sometimes people, and we do it, we 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 don't really have a word like nigga. I mean honky and all that. I don't know how often we use that right now. But
Yeah.
but we don't have a word that was a degrading word, that was a hurtful word, that was a descriptive word of a race,
Right.
and things like that. And we say, oh, that's Filipino-ish or whatever. you know,
Um,
we'll,
there is a
but the thing
word.
is, we do say, "Oh, that's some white." Excuse my language. That's some white shit right there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So
But
because what happened is stereotyping,
Yeah.
and everybody has this view on stereotyping, but it's the way you come across with it.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
agree.
so
Mhm.
she, like I said, she was better off, and I don't know how acceptable that is. But if she was trying to say, "Oh, there's some hood stuff," or she was better off saying, "Ooh, that sounds like some
yeah, that's
hood
more
stuff." You know
acceptable.
what I'm saying,
That's
or
more
whatever.
acceptable.
But that
Yeah,
right
Hood,
there,
definitely.
ghetto, all that would have, that would have
yeah.
been able to. Yeah. JJ, you have
Ooh,
anything? This is a hot topic. Sharon,
ooh,
thanks for
yeah.
sharing that. We
Yes,
would
thank
like to
you.
know when you come back, uh, what happened.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I know maybe you'll be then addressed it in a week or two or something like that. I don't know, but
No, tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Oh,
I
okay.
know that's right. I
Double
know that's
time.
right. I know that's right.
Tomorrow. That's right. JJ, anything good? You got anything to share right quick before we move on?
I'm just I can't wait to order furniture. That's what's happening this week. I'll be ordering a little like a couch or something. I'm doing
Okay.
just a little bit at a time. Just
Okay.
I'm
You
not.
sitting on a chair? You sitting on a chair today?
I'm sitting on the chair today. I have
Hey,
the couch in full swing.
hey,
Yep,
progress,
I saw some
progress.
good I saw some good deals. So
Yeah,
I won't be breaking the bank, which is what I appreciate right now because
yeah.
the prices on everything real high.
Oh
So
yeah, they ain't playing.
they really
They
not
ain't
playing.
playing. They trying to, they know you need, you buy living room furniture what once every 10 years, usually if it's a good one. So they trying to get you. They
Right.
trying
And
to get you.
I might have this couch for 20 years. You never know.
That's right. Just don't let too many people sleep on it. It'll last.
If it lasts that
Right.
long, they charge you so much for furniture and then the quality don't be as good as
Yeah.
it
You
used to
may
be.
break a leg or something. It may be leaning.
Yeah. Or
Right.
might
But
tear or
anyway,
something.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Okay, you guys, I wanted to ask this question about before we get to the inquiring minds want to know.
That's
Do
the
you
question.
think there is a difference in boys who are raised primarily by their mother compared to daddy or both parents?
It's always. I mean, what kind of difference? That's pretty
Do you think
broad.
it's a difference within the two boys? Okay, say for instance, if you have one boy child that was raised by the mom, dad absent, not in the life, this and that. Then you have another boy who was raised by his dad only, mom not in the life. Then you have another boy who was raised by both parents. Do you think there is a difference, or is it all about just love and nurturing and being there and doing the best that you can to raise? Because I've seen some single parents, mothers as well, raise some very well-to-do, wonderful children, and daddy wasn't around. So do you guys think that there is a difference in how this young man grows up and turns out to be?
I'm gonna say personally, I think it takes a village. And I'm speaking from personal experience. I wasn't just raised or influenced by my mom. I was raised by my aunt as well. There was a period of time where I was raised by my granny. So I've got an influence and my grandpa. So I got a chance to see what it looks like to have two parents in the household. I got to see that firsthand and how that dynamic was. And it was a beautiful thing. I like what I saw. And so I got to see that dynamic, but at the same time, I still got to choose what my lifestyle was, no matter how I was raised. And I think the same goes for if, females being raised by the dad. There's probably it's going to be assumed that she might be a tough chick because she was roughed up by the dad. And she know how to box, but she know how to put on a nice dress or whatever. And, she like to get her nails done or whatever, but she a tough girl. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and the same could be said for a male that was raised by the mothers, but maybe he might be a little bit effeminate. And, it is possible, but it's also possible that the mom is so hard on the son and making sure that he's, masculine at all times. Don't be doing that.
Some mothers are really, really militant. You know what I'm saying? They bashing hard. They bashing hard. They going hard on a young
right.
Stud, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, man, he grows up with fear against mama, But it just was an interesting question and thought because, some will say that like some of our young boys who are raised without their dads in the home, sometimes that causes a whole different dynamic because a lot of times they're taught the emotional side of love that they get, the nurturing side that they get from mama, but not the manly side that they would get from their dad. So, you have some of these young men who grow up that don't, they don't really know how a man is supposed to tie a tie or walk on a certain side of the street when he's walking with a woman or open the door for her or just treat her a certain way. I mean, does that dad would have taught him some of those things.
But
right?
you can learn that without dad.
That's
See, them type of
Can mama teach him those things really?
But see, mama, it goes back. We have to understand. We say it takes a village, like JJ said, and a lot of times we don't see. We say, well, the village didn't help because they didn't come to the door or whatever things and come bring things. But it's people in your community or whatever that the child also learns from.
Good and
other
bad.
people give to them. Yeah. So the
Good
village
and
is given.
bad.
But see, the thing is, it doesn't matter who's in the house. It's what what is the quality of teaching or raising that is being given? Because there's uh kids that come from a two-parent house that is
That's
off the
off the
hook.
chart.
You know what I'm
Off
saying?
the hook.
It's not, I mean, it does makes a difference because there's when we think about nurturing, when we hear nurturing, we only sometimes it's only related to the mother and the child, but there's nurturing that comes from the father as well. So there's
That's
some
true.
things I think when you don't have one or the other in the household, what happens is you may miss out on certain things that
You
could be
do.
given to you. It could be morals that the father, taught Tyler, but not only taught how to fight though, Garrett, but taught how to lose as well,
Well,
and
Goretta's
still,
saying that the man teaches the boy how to fight, though, right,
yeah.
Goretta?
But I'm saying, but
Yeah.
not only how to fight, but also how to lose a fight. Because sometimes you can lose a fight and you just down for the count. But and someone can teach you, no, you got to get up, dust yourself off, and be prepared for the next one. You know what I mean? Because this may not be your first one that you're going to face. But then there's some other things that are taught as well. Because we think that opening the door, doing this type of stuff. And then sometimes, hey, it's some cats who was grown with just a mama and they can fight like I don't know what. And you got some live pro boxers that can state that. You know what I'm saying?
Because they
But the
probably
thing,
had to beat up mama's boyfriend.
but they probably didn't. They probably didn't. They probably
I'm
got
just
chased and
saying,
beat.
I said
No,
probably. I
but
said
see,
probably. I didn't
but
say factual.
no. And I said they probably didn't.
Okay, Garage, what'd you say?
We don't need no bum die.
We don't need no what?
We don't need no man.
What you
We need a man.
we need a mate?
We need a man. A man.
Oh, we need
A
a
man.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah, we
there's
do. We do
there's
need a
some
man.
things. I mean, I believe you need both your parents, you male or female, because the whole point is there's something that you can receive from both. And you'll be surprised that you can receive some things from the mother that would help you deal with situations as a man when it comes to probably
Mhm.
another female or things yourself, and a
Right.
man as well. I mean, my father, he was straight. He was like, look, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn how to cook. You're gonna learn how to earn, do laundry. You're gonna learn how to take care of yourself. And he would joke. His joke behind it was because when she put you out, you're not coming back home. main Mainly saying you need to learn how to take care of yourself. So you need to learn how to cook. You need to learn how to take care of the house. You need to learn how to do your laundry. And a lot of times we don't see nothing, nothing manly in that. You know what I'm saying? But these are things that are given to help us to go about. We learn from sometimes we get lessons and it's not given to us directly. We get indirect lessons. Sometimes when you see your father may come home because he didn't like what was happening at work or they overworked him or whatever, but you seen him persevere and push through. You seen your mom, she was going through some things probably with her job or probably some things with her husband who is your dad or whatever, and you've seen her persevere or you've seen the two compromise and working. So there's some indirect teaching that goes on as
Mhm.
well that we're able to take. I think the only difference is not the, I don't want to say, oh, the difference in them. I don't know how we would say the difference. I would just say that there's a possibility when you don't have both parents, let's say access to both parents. because sometimes the other parent doesn't have to be in the home, but the relationship that the child has with both parents. You know, I think when you don't have access to both parents, you miss out on certain things
I
because
agree.
you
Yeah,
could,
you do.
because like I say, you could take a person who come from a single mother, one who come from a single father, one who come from
Both parents.
both parents. They go to school together. These people have no idea, but they go to school together. They're educated. They're they're doing things and blah 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 blah. But until you look into that, you wouldn't know that this one was raised by the mother, this one was raised by the father, and this one was raised by both parents. So it's the things that we receive from the parents and what do we do with it, So you can have both parents again, and they can give you all the nurturing and everything. But if you make the decision to run behind your peers who aren't doing too much,
To be
or
followers,
to
yeah.
take on somebody, remember we said the way somebody else do something in their household and you think it's okay or whatever. So I just really think that you miss, it's a possibility of, because lacking of both parents, you can miss out on something. But at the same time, you can have both parents and miss out on everything.
So
So
you would say all of you guys would agree that
the quality
there's
of the
really no
raising,
difference between being raised by your mom, being raised by your dad, or being raised by both.
it's the quality.
And
I mean, it makes a difference because of what you're going to learn. There's going to be a
There's gonna be some
difference,
missing pieces
some difference,
with
but
each situation, right?
it doesn't make me different from you because of the parent status.
You
It
know, a
doesn't make
lot of times stereotypes. You know how you got a bad kid that acts up, and the first thing the school they want to say, or somebody, the therapist want to say, they dig deep and they figure that, say like if you got this mother that's raising this boy and dad has always been in and out of jail, and the boy ends up being bad and in and out of jail too. Then they want to say, well, that's because, you know, dad wasn't in the house to really steer and teach this child, and he fell off, got involved in gangs, and got to doing stuff that led him to the same situation of his dad. But who's to say it would have been different if dad would have been there, especially with dad being in trouble himself? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah, yeah. Because
the
how
people
many
say that.
people don't raise their kids to do the things that they do? So you have folks, I who are in the homes and just raise their kids. They say, "Oh no, I've been like this. My father was a dope dealer. My mother was a dope dealer. So we was a family of dope dealers." So it doesn't. I just believe it goes to the quality of the raising of the child, because we got to look. How many's been raised by their grandmothers or their aunties or their uncles or what have you?
Yeah,
Parents
and
were,
it was
and
nobody else
became,
there to raise
and
them.
done very good things with their life. So we can't say, oh, because my daddy was in jail, because some people, you got to look, when the raising is right, some people look at that and say, you know what, I'm not going to be like my dad,
Yeah,
or I'm not going to do the things that my dad or my mom did. They make
I've
a
heard
choice
that.
as an
I've heard that.
individual. They make a choice as an
The
individual.
kids will say, well, I'm gonna be there for my children because one of my
So and
parents
so
wasn't
wasn't.
there for me. So when I
Yeah.
have my kids, I'm gonna be there. And they fight hard to make that happen. And because they've experienced and lived that life where dad or mom wasn't around. Because nowadays the mothers are missing just like dads are.
Tell me
Oh,
about
that,
it.
that brings me up a subject. Did you guys see on the news about maybe a week or two ago where the little boy in New York, he was about 8 or 9 years old, and the police in New York was manhandling the little boy, and he had stolen something from the grocery store or something, and the police, someone caught it on camera, and they handcuffed him and put him in the back seat of the police car, and the little boy's crying, And this guy, said, "Why are you talking to him like that?" Because the police officer was obviously talking to the little boy real rough, and um, was telling him to shut up. And a person that was filming it was like, why are you treating him like this? Why are you talking to him like this? And so the police officer had on a body cam, and when he put him in the car, he had the cam on in the car. Little boy's crying and stuff and saying, "I just want to go home. I just want to go home." And so then when the police officer takes the little boy to his house, the dad comes outside and he says, "I work nights and these kids keep slipping out, doing what they want to do, and I can't keep him in control." And so the police officer was like, "Well, I'm just trying to stop him from getting into a life that's going to be worse if he gets older. I'm trying to stop him right now." He said,
Mm-hmm.
"Because he has done this before, and I keep catching him doing this, and he's young right now. I want to stop him before it gets worse than what it is."
Mm.
So right after that video went viral, the little boy went and stole somebody else's bike, and they caught him, and he was put in juvenile. So he was raised by his father, but his father works nights.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a single father. I mean, I don't really know all the dynamics, but he's saying that while he's sleeping in the daytime, the kids get out in there, get out,
Mm-hmm.
and they slip out and they go get in trouble. So, you know, it, he was raised by a man. Who's to say that there isn't a female in the household or what? But I'm just saying that to say, does it make a difference if whether it's a man or a woman? Because this child is still trying to seek attention and getting into trouble.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And a
And
lot of times it does stem from attention. There is
Mhm.
some attention
Yeah.
lacking.
But this the cold part is they always folks like to look directly at the household. Well, if I'm looking at his household and I see that this man works nights and his kids need some type of activity or something during the day while he's
Mhm.
asleep or what have you. Now this goes back, I mean, this can go so deep because then it's like, where are the programs in our community where our kids can go somewhere and do something positive? Where's the boys club? Where's the so and so programs, after school program?
Yeah.
And if you notice, a lot of parents have work during the evenings. I know
Mhm.
when coming up, but
Mhm.
we had access to the boys club. We had access
Speeder,
to the
remember
rec
the speeder
center.
program?
You had, come on, you had access to these things. So
Mhm.
when they removed that, now you're expecting the parents to work at night and stay awake all day,
Right.
you know? So it makes it hard for the parents.
Mhm.
It makes it hard for the parents. And then we got to look at communities. The type of communities. Sometimes our community is not going to get the 9 to 5 hours.
Right.
Right.
Come on, we
Exactly.
gonna get the 11 to 7. You know,
And you
we're
still
not.
got to feed your family. You still got to take care of
You
the
still
bill.
gotta take care, and that's the cold part. So there's a lot of things that comes into play, you know, or what have you. Because even with the mother or the father, if you're a single parent, or I don't care if it's both parents, it's still nothing that really allows a parent to offer their kids certain things or to place them in certain activities or whatever. So
Mhm.
it's hard. Yeah, it's hard to keep up with them.
Yeah.
It's hard to when they're making their decision because when they go out that door, instead of going to the community center or the boys club or to a baseball practice, whatever it is, they're going out and they're seeing everything that you tried to warn them about.
Mhm.
And the cold part about it is they see it and they can't get away from it because there's no other escape for them.
Right. And that police officer saw this. Now, see,
Hmm.
that story had two different aspects to it because the police officer knows this little boy because he's always getting in trouble. So then here
Hmm.
comes a bystander that doesn't know this little boy. All he sees is this little boy being manhandled by this police officer
Mm-hmm.
who thinks that he's being done wrong or being treated incorrectly by this police officer. But the police officer knows that this little boy has been getting into trouble.
Trying to
And
teach him a lesson that
Yeah.
yes,
this
yes,
is going to be a
And,
lot worse than these handcuffs on you if you keep on
yeah.
doing what you're
right,
doing.
right.
You know, when you take ownership to something, evidently this cop took ownership of the well-being for this child.
Mm-hmm,
And when you take ownership of something, sometimes you do get aggressive.
mm-hmm,
You, it may seem aggressive to others, but you're more
mm-hmm,
or less being firm, trying to get your point across, trying to get this person to see where you coming from or what have you. Because
mm-hmm,
I can kind of take the way that officer did because I know how I've been with kids who are not mine.
mm-hmm,
And but I took ownership, like I'm gonna help this kid, and I gotta say, check this out, and I talk to him in a certain firm way, not
mm-hmm,
meaning to to degrade him or anything, or what have you. But sometimes people misinterpret. But if you was to take the whole story, like Sharon just shared, you take the story and knowing, oh, this guy wants to help this kid. Next thing you know, they're trying to pat the cop on the back, when they get,
right.
but because we see this first initial. So
Mm-hmm.
my thing is when this is being said, because I'm quite sure people in that community done seen this, right?
Mm-hmm,
What is going on in the community? What is
Right.
what person is doing something to understand to try to because I remember folks say, "Oh, you know what? Send them over to my house. Send her over to my house. Since you have to work at night, and sleep during the day, they can come over here with my kids during the daytime. I'll make sure they do their homework and everything else, and
mm-hmm,
then send them on home before you go to work or whatever. You know what I'm saying, or what have you." But
right.
and
That's
then
that
if he's working,
community.
what's going on at night?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
Ooh
So
wee. Hopefully they sleep.
yeah. So it's that's a deep
But we don't know.
conversation.
Maybe he has mm, maybe it is somebody else of adult that's in the house. We don't know all those
And
dynamics.
okay, it could be, but it could be a girlfriend. But they probably don't respect the girlfriend or have the reverence for the girlfriend like they have for the father.
Yeah, that could happen too. You ain't
So
my daddy. You ain't
well,
my
well,
mama.
sometimes it don't have to be that. I identify you and I still give reverence to you as an adult or what have you. And I keep it at that. But with my father or my mother, there's a whole lot more. They kids know it's only so much you can do by not being my parent.
Hmm.
Even though I respect, if you tell me you better put that down or whatever, I might put it down.
Nowadays, they look at the fact it's only so much you can do being my parent.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
they're being taught and they do pick up telephones and make calls
I wish one would.
if you try to lay hands on them
That's
Yeah.
why. That's why I didn't have no
and you are
landline.
getting your butt in some trouble.
That's
That's
This
why I
that.
didn't have
happening.
no landline.
No,
One
that's the
cell phone
problem with
in
these
my pocket.
with
One
the
cell phone
school,
in my pocket.
with these teachers and the way that school is training these kids nowadays that if you feel like you're
Hmm.
being abused, call 911.
So
Hmm.
anytime you get the belt, they think you being abused. Anytime you smack them, you being abused. They
Hmm.
being abused,
Mhm.
and yeah,
Hmm.
they're
I
calling the
tell them like
authorities.
this. Look here. I need you to go pack a duffel bag
Okay.
because
Okay.
after I whip your butt, you gonna call
Okay.
them people, and I just want to make sure you packed so I
Right.
can let them know they can come get you if
Right.
they're gonna raise you like that.
Okay.
Because I told you my nephew thought I wasn't gonna get that at the school.
Mm.
And he gonna say, "Oh, you know they gonna call CPS." I said, "That's all right. By the time CPS and the sheriffs get up here to the school, I done what I had to do."
Okay.
It was so cold, and yeah. And I mean, I'm not saying,
But see,
it
the
is
problem
people,
is when we become as parents, when we become fearful
right?
of, or we allow others to dictate what goes on in our household. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying in our household that we allow our kids to shoot their. I'm not saying that. I'm
Mm.
saying
And we're
it's
not saying abuse them. We're
based
not
on the
saying abuse
power,
them.
based on the positive morals that I have in my household. A lot of parents have become fearful of what other folks or folks like that are going to say. So they let their kids go about and do what other things.
Mhm.
And then they say, I can't do nothing about it. Huh? Put them on their back and put your knee on their chest and let them know what time it is. That's what I say.
That's holding them down with some cowhide,
As soon as you,
cowhide,
Look
soon as you
here.
do
cowhide.
something,
Uh,
Couple of
then
good little stings.
they go
and I
tell
let
their
them know.
teacher. They
And
go
I
tell
tell the
their
teacher,
teacher.
Yeah,
come on, come
yeah,
on.
they do. They go to school and yeah. It's a
And I didn't
cold,
have him
cold,
ask. He
cold world.
mentioned that he didn't want to get a whooping. I said, "Oh yeah, did he? Yeah, he did." Well, he didn't mention that he did not want to take what he took. So since he did not want to not take what he was supposed to take, he gonna take this whooping. And I let him know, Mr. Leather. One thing about Mr. Leather ain't got no buckle. See, Mr.
Okay.
Leather ain't got no buckle. So you can't say I hit you with the buckle
Mr.
or anything
Leather.
like that. Mr. Leather got
My
one,
grandpa used to name his belts too. He
and
had
he's
names.
straight across.
My
Mr.
grandfather
Leather,
called his cowhide. It was cowhide.
Mr.
You want some
Leather
cowhide?
is
Okay.
so he
I, I,
Mr.
I got whooped with real leather.
I still got Mr.
Oh,
Leather.
shoot. I got whipped with the orange race
And check this out.
with the
The
race
barbershop
car strap.
strap, the barber strap, the strap they
You
use
know,
to
you
do
know
the
how they say, you know
that
how they
sucker
say,
right there. Wow.
if you're not this tall, you can't get on the ride or whatever. So
Uh-huh.
when I got them that's not that tall, I got a short piece of Mr. Leather Jr. That's just right for them. Then trust me, and I still
The
got them.
leather got a junior.
Mr. Leather got a junior. If you this high and you can't get on the ride, you get on the Leather Junior.
And when
My
you get
grandpa,
about 12, you get the real leather. You get the
No,
leather.
no,
age ain't got nothing to do with it. It's
my
It's the
grandpa used
size.
to.
when you feel you can brush your shoulder against mine, or you can look me in my eye and talk crazy, or you can do you done graduated
You getting the
now.
real Mr. Leather.
You said
You getting the
graduated.
real leather. We
Uh-huh.
ain't doing no junior no
And,
more,
and
my
and
brother.
one thing, and this is the thing, we have to understand there's nothing wrong with spanking. It's how you spank.
Mhm.
Anytime I did, I always tell them, I'm gonna catch up with y'all later. I didn't understand why my father used to do that or do it later. That's because he didn't want to discipline in anger.
Right.
See, when you go to discipline in anger, it almost becomes a beating,
Right.
but when they get that anger out the way and you say, okay, let's handle this, I need to teach you something, that's different.
Mhm.
And that's what I do. Shoot, mess
Better
with me.
ride for
The
the
teacher
child.
might come 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll go pull it.
You wake up to some whoa.
Yes, you will.
Why you didn't wait till
Yes, you
I woke
will.
up, Dad?
Or
Dad,
your mama get that phone call while you still at school
Mm-hmm.
and she call you or come up to the school and she be like, when you get home, we gonna talk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you gotta go the whole rest of the school. They thinking
waiting
about
on that butt whipping.
that talk when you get home. Cause you know it ain't just gonna
Yeah,
be no talk.
my mom did the same
No, it's
thing.
gonna be a talk at the same time. Now,
Yes.
I told you not to.
Uh-huh.
If you ever want to learn about syllables, if
Ah.
you ever want to learn about syllables, that's where you're gonna learn them.
And the parent be so out of breath afterwards. They just be
Uh-huh.
tired.
Don't
Cause you been
do
talking
it
and you been hitting at the
again.
same time. You
But I
just
got
wore
wise to
out.
the
You
game.
wore out.
I got wise to the game and put phone book, not phone book. You know them little cardboard books that we used to have when we was kids. I put them
Mhm.
in my shorts, and I
Uh-uh.
put like 2 layers of pants. So by the time I got mine, I got a
No.
whooping worse after that. So like he
Oh
found,
yeah,
my
my
grandpa
sister wouldn't
found
have put
out.
up with that.
My grandpa found out
I
about
didn't
that,
get too
and
many whoopings.
he
I
put
was
me
I
in
was a
jail.
good girl. I didn't get too many whoopings.
Mm-mm.
The one or two I got, I swear. I remember I hid under my bed. I hid under my bed for many hours. Me and my brother had twin beds in the same room. I forgot what I did, but I hid under the bed. I was there. I saw the sun
Mm.
come up. I saw it go down. I figured mama had forgot about me, right? So soon as I eased up from under that bed, I had to been there about 12 hours. No food, no bathroom, no nothing. I eased out, man, the light went on, and there she was.
Mm.
I said, oh, after I got that whooping, man,
Mm.
I did everything right. My brother, he was the
Okay.
one. I did everything right because I couldn't believe she waited on me all them hours.
She said she had the patience of Job.
And she's
Mhm.
yes, and still wanted to get me. You know what I mean? So don't be trying to hide under the bed, y'all. But
I ain't got no
again,
chasing.
we're not saying go out and abuse. We're just saying that
Whoop that, whoop that, whoop.
sometimes, yeah, sometimes a little cowhide is needed.
Rick, what was that movie?
Because you go into the store. I'm telling you, I've been in Walmart, we speaking up on you. I've been in Walmart, and Walmart, they be having some serious situations up there. Them kids be talking to their parents crazy, running off, hiding under the clothes, having tension chatter, telling mama to shut up. And I'm like, man, you need to smack a dacker. Go to the bathroom. I used to grab them by the ear like this and say, come on, let's go to the bathroom. I ain't got to go to the bathroom, mama. I ain't got.
Oh,
yes,
sure.
you do. Let's go to the bathroom.
At least they made it to the bathroom.
I did it in the bathroom. You got them ones that take notes that's standing by you, and next thing you know, they call.
And I'm gonna tell, make sure you catch this one right here. Make sure you get this one. I ain't chasing no kids. I ain't doing best thing. Go take a bath.
Yeah.
As soon as you hear that drain go, you go catch them right in that tub. See, they can't run in that tub.
That remind me of that. What was that movie with Regina King where she put baby oil on the floor?
Oh,
that
yeah.
was
I love that.
Yeah, because she got caught trying to get at her niece or something like that.
He was cheating.
Yeah, he was
no, that was the one that the little girl said that he did something, right?
No, he was cheating.
He was
and she
cheating.
he jumped in the shower, and she put that baby oil all over
the floor. Yeah.
And when he stepped out
him
and
with the belt,
fell,
Yep, she whipped him with the belt. That's
see,
the one.
and that's the good thing about the belt. See, it don't discriminate. See, one thing about the belt, it don't discriminate.
Okay.
It's good for all ages.
Well, I don't want nobody whooping me at this age. I'm gonna have to talk to him. Hold
on. We ain't talking about that kind of whooping.
Oh yeah, hold it. Wait a minute. Let me put some in it.
Yeah, we talking.
That sound like a poem, Jay. Come on, Jay. Give me a beat. Give me a beat, Jay.
She on the pleasure principle.
You know what? Y'all stop. Let's do our inquiring minds. I don't know, question of the evening, you guys, so we can wrap up. Y'all just been talking so much, so good. I just love you. Lord have mercy. But anyway, okay, it goes like this. My wife will not stop smoking.
Smoking what?
And she wonders why I don't kiss her passionately. Yuck. She says that love outweighs all, and that if I loved her, a smoker's mouth wouldn't matter. Her best friend comes over on a regular with that beautiful smile, white teeth, and does not smell of smoke. I have become attracted to all that. So tell me, does that make me a cheater or one that's not loyal? I want to spend many years. I want to spend many years with my wife, but she's killing it and killing herself too. What should I do?
You already done cheated. The Bible says when you do it in your mind, you might as well have already did it. You already did it.
With your eyes, when you lust in your heart, in
Mm,
your eyes, what is it, lusting with your eyes? You've
yeah,
already created it in your heart.
you already cheated.
But my thing, was she smoking when he first met her?
I don't know.
Yeah, and that's what he left
He
out.
said, my wife will not stop smoking. So he didn't say
Just started.
when did this start or whatever, but it's yucky
Mm-hmm.
to him. So I'm assuming, correct me if I'm wrong, inquiring minds want to know, but I'm assuming this is a habit that she has started after the marriage thing, because by him being
Oh,
so against
mm.
it, I don't think he would have married her, right?
He
I
would have
don't
gave
think
her
he would've-
time. He would have gave her
Yeah.
time. I think if it happened afterwards, I think he would have said, if that was his excuse, when me and my wife got married, she didn't used to smoke. Now she smokes all the time and I don't like it.
I
But he
think he
just
thought he was
said
gonna
her
change.
smoking. And to me, I think he's looking for something to justify for why his eyes is going over to the other one.
Well, the other one got white teeth
I
and
don't care.
smiles, and her
That's
breath
still,
don't
but
smell
that's
like
his
smoke.
wife.
And
That's his wife
she
though.
just, man, she just giving that whole
No,
Colgate glow.
that's it. No, that's it. You you've been with
What
this
you think,
woman.
Garuff?
You've
You
been
think
with
he
this
wrong?
woman.
You
You've
think
been
he
with this
wrong?
woman.
Because
He looking.
John
That's an
be trying to
excuse.
think outside the box.
You gotta think outside the
he didn't
box.
had some white juice.
I ain't had no white juice.
I mean some clear juice.
Clear, Donna,
I mean
clear.
clear juice. Wrong words. Clear juice. Okay. So is that cheating, Gorilla? He doesn't like his wife smoking. It's nasty. He's turned
Mm-hmm.
off. And this friend of
Mm-hmm.
hers is just always pearly white, fresh breath.
Mm-hmm. How he smelling her breath?
She ain't smelling like the wife must
When he
have a
starts
trail of
smelling her
smell
breath?
smoke. Hmm?
When he starts smelling her breath?
Well, you know, you can smell a smoker when
No.
they walk in the room,
No,
John.
I'm talking about when did he start smelling the friend's breath to
But
know
he
how the
didn't
friend's
say
breath
breath.
smell?
He
What about the
said,
friend? Teeth white.
he said her best friend comes over on a regular basis with beautiful smile, white teeth, and doesn't smell of smoke.
Mm.
What you think, JJ? I know you're a smoker, so for smokers, no offense. I didn't mean to blast you out. I think John smoked too. No, John don't smoke.
Oh,
Yeah,
Red, do you smoke?
to
You don't smoke
no.
cigarettes?
honest with
I ain't
you,
asking y'all if you smoke ganja. I'm talking about cigarettes.
yeah, I'm trying to quit smoking. Period. It's not healthy. It makes when we moved out of the last motel that we were at, I went away from the motel for like a day and went back, and not the last motel, the one before that. And
And
it
you
it
can
smelled
smell it,
horrible.
huh?
It smelled horrible. It was the worst. And I thought that I was ventilating the the space well, but you could totally smell that I wasn't.
mm.
Well,
And
even when you
that was the
will
eye
open the
opener for
window
me
or
this
go out
time.
on the balcony, there is smoke that backs, and then on your tips and on you, in your hair, on your clothes.
It's a oil, but you got to think there's a oil inside there. So that oil is what holds all that residue and that the color and everything. That when you see it like on the windows and the walls and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's the oil like. So you can see in some people cars, they got that oil on their cars because they smoke in their cars, and the windshield looks yellow, you know.
I,
But the
yeah,
thing is this:
no smoke, no
did
loud
until he
car.
can, I think the question has to be, was she smoking before or after y'all got together?
And what
That's
difference
the
would that
question.
make? What difference
Yeah, that's
in your opinion? What difference would it make
Well,
when?
if it was after, then I would say, okay, all of a sudden she started smoking and I don't like it. I understand his complaint, right? But
Okay.
if it was before you know, he met her before. You know how smoking is. So he met her before and she was smoking, you know, I mean, when he met her, she was smoking then. Then it's like, really, are you now you're getting tired of the smoking?
Right. I think
You
that she
would
was
like
doing
her
it
to
before.
smoke. But I think he got his eye on that other one
Exactly. And looking
and he
for a
using
reason.
this smoking thing to justify him making a move. Tell me, I'm getting
Oh
tired of
wow,
it.
y'all
It's
really
time to
think
smoke.
that? Y'all
I
think
Yes, I
he's
think
trying to
do.
bust a
Yes,
move
I
like
do.
that for
Because
yeah,
real?
he did
I
not
think
give
that's
no
exactly what
date
that
time.
is.
He didn't give no date time. Because I'm
Y'all,
gonna
y'all,
tell you,
y'all, y'all giving a brother wrong.
if it was new, if it was something she just started, he would have said before we got married, she did not smoke.
Or she was smoking when they got married and he thought he was going to be able to change her.
Thank you,
And
Then
she
that
Sharon.
was going,
So those are the two key factors that we need this
Yeah.
person to let us know,
When did she?
right?
When did she? When did you know she smoked? Did you know she smoked before the marriage, or did this something happen later in the marriage? If like I say, if to me, if it was before the marriage,
then you accept her
he
where she
he
was.
would. You know what he would be saying if he really was concerned about her? He said, "My wife is smoking. She's been smoking before we got married. I'm not saying these exact words, but in this type, she was smoking when we got married, and she's still. And now I don't like it. How can you guys help me? What can I do to help her stop smoking? Not her friend come over, teeth white, bright,
Okay.
breath on
He
Right.
tight,
was just keeping it
and
100. Give him the
no,
benefit of the doubt.
he
Her
kept it
breath is always
100.
minty
He no, he
clean.
Keep it.
kept
I
it
mean, come
100
on.
on the direction that he's
And,
going.
and she's
That's what he
beautiful.
kept. He kept it 100 on the direction that he's going, and that's that friend.
I mean, a smoker can turn you off, though, for real.
No, I
I'm
agree with
willing to
that.
bet that she started smoking after they were married.
I'm willing to bet that too, and I'm not a betting
I
man,
don't think she was smoking when they
but
got married
I take a sucker's bet any
because he's
day.
too strong about not liking it. I don't think, but like Sharon
Mm-mm,
said, unless he was
mm-mm.
trying to had a mindset of, oh, I'm gonna get her to stop. I'm a changer.
He ain't
People get
talking about
married and
that.
think they can change a person from doing certain things of changing them for who they really are, and they
Yeah,
get a
like
rude
that cat.
awakening.
Wasn't that last week? Cat wanted to change the girl who dressed a certain way,
Yeah,
and that's the way he caught her. That's what attracted him. And then all of
yeah.
a sudden, now he want to change her clothing. Uh huh.
You knew what the job was when you took it.
Uh huh. And she know who she
Well, that's what
working
we
for.
gotta know.
So
We
she
gotta
didn't say,
know.
yeah. So this part right here, was she smoking before y'all got married? But like I say, if he's concerned about him and his wife, you don't need to compare her to nobody else.
But
The
people do it
principle,
all the time, John.
that's
But
the
you
If
problem.
couldn't
yo,
do
if
But
that.
the
okay, say
key
for
thing,
instance, if yo,
if my wife is acting a certain way, and I'm describing, I'm not happy the way my wife is smoking all the time. It's all in my clothes, blah, 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 blah. I'm not happy with this. Okay, once that's laid out like that, I don't need to say, when her friend comes over though,
Right.
ooh, what
That's just
that's
like
that's
you
I
what I
saying,
mean,
need to do
that's
that
that's
for?
that's just like saying, well, my wife is overweight.
Thank
She
you.
keeps eating, and I keep getting her, asking her to stop eating so much. When is she gonna lose weight? When is she gonna go on a diet? Her friend comes over. She's very petite. She doesn't eat as much, but she has a nice body.
Hmm.
but would he be wrong for would he be wrong for being admiring the other girl
That's
that
lust.
has a nice body and his wife does like this and he's been
Like,
trying to
but you
get her
don't compare your wife to somebody else, whether you're talking about her body or
or
you
your
talking about
husband.
or your husband,
Yeah.
your mate. You don't compare one person to another if this person is who you chose to be your lifelong partner. there's no comparison because.
But what if when they chose them to be their partner, they were the way they wanted.
Yeah, but comparing.
And then they changed.
But you don't
But
compare.
we don't know if they changed.
But you don't
See, that's the
compare
thing.
though. You still don't
Yeah.
compare. You talk
Household business does not involve
yeah,
anybody else.
you have a sit down with your significant
Say
other
that,
and you tell
Gerard, say
How you
that.
gonna tell your other that
I
to lose
love
weight?
that.
How
That's
you
what
gonna do
say.
that?
Sit down. I tell them all the time. We
because
gotta have a sit down.
yes,
Say it
you
again,
have a sit
Gerard.
down.
JJ, I see that look on your face. What you gotta say? I know you got something to say because I see the look.
I'm over here and I'm entertained by the perspectives of everybody, and I find myself being too quiet, and that's the introvert in me, and I apologize on that part.
Oh, that's okay, but I see that look, that thought you think.
And I'm entertained. I really like the perspective, but it's the truth. I personally feel like he was gonna shimmy on over there anyway, and the Smokey making the Smokey in a big old deal. So, it's I mean, in some ways it is a big deal because obviously there's some hygiene issues involved. You could be a smoker and not have to, smell all like that. I've
And
been
he
around
said
smoking.
he wants to spend many years with his wife. She's killing herself smoking these cigarettes.
Yeah, but at the same time, you mentioning this other chick, like.
And what was his question?
Y'all wrong.
What was his
Y'all okay?
At the end of the letter,
where
what
the
is he
brother that
asking
messed
help
up
for?
with y'all? No. Let me speak. Where y'all didn't mess up? Where he didn't mess up with y'all is the fact that he's comparing. He's saying how this other person is really a turn on with the non-smoking aura, the look, the teeth, the smell, the smile. He's turned on by that. And he's talked to his wife about.
Turned on by that.
Well, I don't know. I'm saying turned on. He didn't say turned
What
on.
did he say? What did he say about it?
He said, I have become attracted to all that.
I become turned on by all
He
that.
didn't say turned on.
Hey, it's called a thesaurus. It's called a thesaurus.
He's attracted to her friend.
He's become attracted to all that about her friend being.
There you go. There you go.
The beautiful smile.
The wording is everything. He said, I become attracted to all that. So he lusting. He is lusting after that friend.
And then what was his? And then at the end of the letter, towards the end, what is he asking help for?
He said, I want to spend many years with my wife, but she's killing it and killing her. What should I do?
Well, he already got the answer.
You need to
what
know
should
from
I do
us
what
should he do?
Like
stop
what?
lusting after her friend.
No, I mean, what are you talking about? What should he do? Should he go out with the other girl? Should he leave the other girl? Should he help his wife? Get some help with what? What you need help with?
So tell
because
me,
if you to leave it open like that,
say, so tell
I'm saying,
does that make me a cheater or one that's not loyal? I want to spend time. He's saying he wants to be with his wife, but she's killing it.
Okay, so why did you even bring the friend into the situation?
Thank you.
If this is all about your wife. The friend ain't got nothing to do with it. The friend is wherever she is. This ain't got nothing to do with her. This between you and your wife.
If I'm so concerned about my wife, I ain't got time to be looking at her friend.
Thank you.
I'm concerned about my wife's health.
Even if her friend,
I don't care if she came in some goddamn spandex or whatever they call them things, and a whatever wire bra and everything, whatever they call it. I don't care. She could come in at all. I'm worried if I'm sincerely concerned about my wife. I'm not looking at all that. Now, somebody asked me, hey,
she comes over on a regular.
What's up with your friend? If someone asks
me,
hey, okay, so then that means this, like I'm about to say. If someone say, hey, your white friend seem probably, I say, your white friend be over there. How she look? I say, oh, she cool. White teeth, breath tight. I might give a description, but I'm not there to say I done became attractive. That's cheating.
Yes, it is.
because your
100.
wife is the one you're supposed to look at that way. Anytime you have anything that is personal, emotionally, mentally, or physically, anytime you share that with anybody else other than with the one you are, that is cheating.
You ain't even
Because
supposed to be looking at her like that.
even if I share with you,
But he's
I'm
human, right? I mean,
That's
oh, here we go.
I'm
Listen,
just thinking outside the box. I'm not saying I'm
he
thinking
has to
that
be
way.
human because
But he's human, right?
I don't think a dog wrote that letter. I think a human person wrote
I
that
mean,
letter.
some men
So
do it all the time.
we
They
ain't gonna
have
go.
these demands about what they woman. They want her to look a certain way, and
Women
she
do
may
it.
be the type of woman that don't keep herself up. But he's looking at all these gorgeous women out here, and then he starts to like that about these
He not
women.
wait, where
But
you
he's
get
still
all
with
these
his
gorgeous
wife.
women? He's looking at his wife's friend. He ain't looking at all these gorgeous. He didn't say, I see all these pretty teeth and all this breath that be tight.
Then
He
y'all would have
said,
really been down on
my
men if he would have said,
well,
"Oh,
no, because that could be now that right there. When I go to work every day, I see all these people teeth clean at work, that people breath smell good. See, now I'm describing generally what smoking does and what I'm seeing, but he was specific. And not only in being specific, he laid down the fact that now he want to know, am I wrong for getting down like that or feeling like that towards this lady? That's his question. Can y'all help me? Am I wrong for going to be with her like this or whatever?
yeah, he want to do. Hey, lovely.
That's the question.
Thanks for stopping in at the end, but we are appreciating you.
Yeah, he wrong.
He wrong.
He wrong. He's because he already comparing his wife to her friend. That
But
means
he
that
already
you've been how you know how her breath smell? First of all,
No, he didn't say breath. John said.
okay, yeah, I
oh,
said
He
breath.
said
I
that
said breath because he probably
he
all
said
up in
she
her
does not
face.
smell of smoke, so that could be her
how he
hair.
Oh yeah,
know? How he get
he's
that close to
sniffing
her?
all
I
on it
guess
too.
she walking through the living room in the kitchen or something. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
she going to get some soda,
Mm-hmm.
and he was
When
in the
you take
kitchen.
when you take your when you take the vision that you or the visuals that you're supposed to have for the one you went and you transfer it somewhere else, the smoking is not the principle. The smoking is the excuse.
But what makes you being human? I get what
I'm
you're
human.
saying.
I'm human.
And
Yeah.
just because you're married, I get
Yeah.
it. It's a loyalty, it's a commitment, and you should only lust after your husband or your
Okay.
wife. But the world is made up of many.
Okay.
You're gonna see Tom jogging around the lake with biker shorts on, and you're gonna look at that.
Okay.
You're gonna
Window
see Susie
shopping.
with the big chi-chis and the boo-boo-boo, and she gonna be what
Window
and you
shopping.
gonna be like, man, my wife got a flat butt, but that's all right. That Susie looks good, but I'm married to. But you're going to lust somewhat after what you see because you are visual creatures.
No,
But
There's a
no,
difference between
that's
love
not
and
a
lust.
visual. That's not that's
There's
not
a
the
difference
same.
between lusting and looking. You can look at somebody and like
Thank
what
you.
and admire or not
Window
admire.
shop.
Yeah.
So you
but
can
know
look
what
a
I'm saying?
little bit and say, "Ooh, he
It's
got a."
okay to window shop.
I
Yeah,
like
but
Just
that
his.
don't
Oh,
don't
mean
you
just
can
don't go
look at.
spend
I
no
necessarily.
can
money.
look at John and say, "Ooh, I like his lips."
Yeah, and I
But I'm
say
over
I like
here with
yours too.
Tom, and,
Ah!
Uh-huh.
I'm with Tom, but I can say I like John's lips.
Hmm.
They
And I
not.
say, and I can say, I can see why Tom like your lips.
However, but you
Long as
don't
we
see.
ain't spending no money,
I'm just
long
saying.
as
But am I wrong for liking John's lips and I'm with Tom?
Okay, there's a difference between lusting and
Thank you.
looking. You can
Lusting
sit there.
does lusting necessarily mean that you
He
want to
said
go to bed with this
he
person?
he
Oh my
said that
God.
he has become
Let's break it down. Let's
attracted.
break it down.
He
Does
said,
lusting mean that I want to I want you to drop your drawers.
But let's go back to his wording. He
Let's
said,
see. Yes, it does.
he said,
It
I have
does?
become attracted to her. Did he or did he not say that?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, Alexa.
Because attracted to someone means you want them to drop their drawers.
He's attracted to her. Attracted means that you are attracted to that person, meaning that you like what you see. I like that. I am attracted to that.
Yeah, you could be attraction because you saying attracted, that's pretty broad because I could be attracted to the way she dressed. I could be attracted to the cologne she smell.
Yeah,
I
you're
could be
lusting
attracted
after
to her
her, John.
sexually.
You're lusting after her, John.
Anything dealing with lust, because you said, do lust mean you would drop the draws? And yes, lust does mean drop the draws.
If you liking the way she dressed and her perfume and all that,
I was
you
going to say
lusting
something
after
else.
her,
I was
John.
going to say something else other than drop the draws, but
what we trying to do is get an understanding here, get his brother some slack. Because
some
he's
slack.
fine, because he find the other woman attractive in the areas that he wants his woman to be. Is that wrong? He's not trying to sleep with her. He's not leaving his woman for her.
You don't know that. See, now you putting a conclusion.
He said he would have said it.
He said, I would like to read that part. What he say?
About what?
Staying with her. From where he talk about being with his wife on down to that other woman.
Yeah. Alexa, play Usher, You Make Me Want
Read it out loud. Read it out loud.
Her best friend comes over. That part. I have become attracted to all that. So tell me, does that make me a cheater or one that's not loyal? I want to spend many years with my wife, but she's killing it and killing herself. What should I do?
So I've become attracted and loyal. Do that make me a cheater?
No, he's become attracted to all that he's seeing.
I mean, yeah, and all that.
In the other girl.
And do that make me
not
a cheater
smoking.
Or not loyal? Okay, let's just stay right there.
Okay.
I'm attracted to all that. Does that make me a cheater or not loyal? Now he want to answer for that question.
He does. He need us to help.
Okay,
wait, hold on. You a married man.
Go ahead, John.
You're a married man.
Yeah, he is.
Now, I'm not saying boyfriend or girlfriend. There was some vows. There was something spoken in this wedding. Okay, when this marriage was taking place. Okay, you mean to tell me you wants to know if? See, you gotta look how he played on it. He talked about the little smoke and the teeth, the clothes not still stinking or whatever, and then he say how he became all attracted to all that, right? And does that make me a cheater or disloyal? See, the thing is that part right there, you already opposite of everything you think you asking your question about.
Right.
You're disloyal for even this the cold part.
He disloyal because he's finding the other woman attractive in the way that he's
trying to find
not getting it from his wife.
No. See, what he could say is, look, my wife smokes and her teeth became yellow, and I want her teeth to start not being so yellow or stained from the smoking. I would like for her not to be smelling like smoke anymore and all this. This is becoming a turn off to where I don't even want to sleep with her. Matter of fact, I've been sleeping on the couch every 2-3 times out the week. Can you help me with this?
Well, where's
you hear the friend in this?
Thank you very much.
Where'd you hear a friend and what?
What he just said? And what I just said.
What you say?
Oh my God.
See, that's the problem.
What you just say?
I said he was
whole thing he just
if the
said.
thing was around.
I heard all that, but what you say at the beginning, I mean the end.
Oh, that you didn't hear nothing about a friend
in it.
No comparison. That cat got 2 issues. He one, I believe he put it this way: if the wife was smoking before they got married, I don't think it's the smoking. I think he's his eyes has gotten to wonder. He's at some point or whatever. His eyes then gotten to wonder. And as his eyes wandering, he's looking for something that he don't like about his wife and or he can use. And he's using the smoking. Now he's describing all these things that he didn't like about his wife and that he feel he should receive. So he mentions this other person now that has all these things. So he's going to
Right.
use the white teeth. So let's just put it this way. I
Right.
deserve the white teeth. I deserve the not smelling like
The beautiful
cigarettes.
smile, the white
The
teeth, and
beautiful
not
smile.
smelling
And
of smoke.
see, now look, if he just want beautiful smile and the white teeth,
But
he
he
could have
did
just said
start
the
it. Wait a
white
minute,
teeth.
listen. He
He
started
could
off
just say the
saying
white
that
teeth.
his wife wants him to kiss her passionately like he used to. And he said, yuck, I can't do that anymore because the way she's smoking and stuff.
Wait, stop anymore because he used to do it before.
No,
No, he said I can't do it anymore.
no.
Right.
Evidently, when you say anymore,
He used to
therefore
do
there
it.
was something that used to take place.
His
Right.
wife wants to know why I won't kiss her passionately. Yuck. She says that love should outweigh.
Go back to the you on the wrong part. Go back to where my wife wants me to kiss her passionately.
And I
Read
can't
that.
do that anymore.
Anymore is the key word.
Anymore.
That's the key word.
Which means he used to kiss her passionately.
He used to kiss her passionately.
Yeah.
So what happened? She started smoking?
She started
No.
smoking.
Did she start smoking? We don't know. This goes back to why he didn't mention when the cigarettes came involved. Were they before the marriage or after the marriage?
Right.
So he didn't mention that. That's a flag, right? Right there. He jumped straight into the friend, right? And then he wants help to say, well, does that make me a cheater or not? So therefore, if we say, no, it don't make you a cheater, man, it don't make you disloyal. Oh, so it's okay for me to still have my attraction. So my attraction and everything is okay for this woman. Another flag. The third, and then the last one, what should he do? He didn't relate it to helping his wife or needing to talk to her about it or anything of that thing, of that nature.
He
He
wanted to know,
left
should
a
he get at her
broad
friend?
question. Should he get at her
He said
friend?
he wants to spend many more years with his wife, but she's
I want
killing
to.
it and she's killing herself.
So sit down and talk to your wife and stop bringing the friend into the situation. That's what you do.
So should he tell his wife to not have the friend come over no more?
The friend
No,
ain't
he
got
should
nothing to
tell
do with it.
himself he don't need to be looking at the friend like
Thank
that.
So
you.
should he just get ghost when the friend come over? Because he's
No, he
No.
should be, it's called self-control.
Right. There you go. Stop looking at the friend and focus on your wife.
So he should be standoffish to the friend when she come over.
No,
No,
she
didn't
shouldn't.
say
He
that.
should greet her with open arms and love her.
Oh no,
just
no,
like
don't
his,
open the arms.
love her
No,
just like
no,
just
JJ,
like his
no,
wife loves her.
don't open the
He
arms,
needs to
John.
love her just like his wife loves her. That's
Don't
what he
open the
needs to
arm.
do.
The arm's
Yeah.
gonna get him in trouble.
No, it ain't.
He should not be hugging her.
Why he can't give her a hug?
Ooh, it's nice to see you.
What?
You
No,
should come by
wait.
more often.
You smell so good,
If
baby.
he respect
Can I
her,
smell
if
you
he
a little more?
respect her like his wife respect her, the hug shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, y'all tell me this before I wrap this up. What do we tell this brother? I'm serious. Y'all just
I
done
just
gave, y'all done
said
threw
it.
him all under
How
the
many? We done
bus.
told you
said
4-5 times.
Y'all
I
need to
just
tell
said it.
him. Tell him what he needs to do.
I just said, sit your tail down and talk to your wife and do not bring her friend into the conversation at all.
At all.
Talk to your wife. Don't
Period.
Don't
Period.
compare your wife to her friend, because then that's gonna bring up a whole nother other something.
Everybody agree with that?
Pour
Yes.
some water on on that
And I
attraction
slam my gavel.
that he got going.
Pour some water on the flame.
Pour
Yeah.
some water on that attraction spark he got going. Now it
Well,
ain't no
he needs to
flame.
talk to the wife, and maybe they need to get her help about trying to stop smoking, because he obviously is not attracted to that.
Yeah, but he needs to see, you know, okay, this is something. My thing is, I'm just really more or less, when did she start? Not when did she start smoking? Was the smoking before the marriage or after? How long they been married?
He didn't say.
Mm-hmm. Boy, he left out some key things. I'm gonna tell you that right now. What you
John,
need
quit being like
to
that,
stop.
John.
No, I'm just gonna tell you the truth.
Quit
The
being
thing
like
about it
that.
is, the thing about it, you ain't mentioned none of you start out, just look at, you could just glance over that letter and look how soon, just glance with your eyes. Look how fast he done went into the friend. Look how fast in that letter he done went to the friend.
Right.
Mm.
And then, and where he ended, damn near with the friend.
About the
I
fifth,
need?
about the fourth,
What
fifth
do I
sentence.
do? What
And,
you mean?
and
What do you do? What
but
are you
so,
asking?
but see, he was clear about, am I a cheater or disloyal? You know, because of his traction
Right.
for all that, right? But then
Right.
when it got to the part, I want to stay with my wife for all these years, he didn't give no specifics or detail about what should it do. Do that, you know, how do he support her? How do he talk to her? How
Right.
he didn't bring none of that up, but he had
Right.
some detail when it came
About
to the friend.
Right.
okay.
And
Well, we
so,
hope that this brother,
listen, if you
I
watch
hope
this,
he get
brother,
back with me. That
if
brings
you
me
watch
to
this,
that
brother,
brings me to the last question of the evening, which is always
right is right, wrong is wrong.
a grown folk topic. It kind of relates to this. Okay, so if you got a mate that can no longer have physical relations, clap with you, you guys are married. For whatever reason, you can't do it anymore. It could be health reasons. It could be, you know, whatever. Maybe they've gotten paralyzed. I don't know, but there's no more clapping. How should you handle that? And will you be considered a cheater if you go out and they say it's okay for you to go out and clap with somebody else?
How do you cheat when you openly do something?
They've
You know,
given
based
you
on
okay. They say,
okay.
look,
Yeah,
I
It's not
can't give
no,
you
cheating.
I'm
that.
saying, no,
Not
I'm just
cheating
saying,
then.
would we call that cheating when
Yeah.
someone tells you, hey, based on the situation, I know you want to do this, you can go be with this person. So should they say you can go and have sex with whoever, or should we decide on the person
It's
that
called
you
the
will
clap. It's
be?
called the clap.
Clap
You're like clap.
with somebody we decide on or whatever. So if they go through all that, is that considered cheating?
Especially if the person said, I give you permission to go fulfill your needs because I cannot. That's not cheating.
Well, that's the argument that's what I want to know. They're your partner, your spouse is giving you the permission because they know for whatever reason they can no longer clap with you.
Okay, let me put it this way. Biblically, it's cheating. But if that's an
Yes, I was
agreement
about
that
to
you
say the
guys,
same thing.
that's an agreement that you guys have come to with each other, then that's not cheating. As far as if that's an agreement
The
that you guys,
bedroom is undefiled biblically, right? So that means you and your partner can come up with whatever you want within your bedroom boundaries, right? Am I correct? So therefore, if you and your mate come into a mutual agreement that is okay for you to go and do XYZ, why wouldn't that be something that's okay?
It wouldn't be. I mean, it wouldn't be something that's not okay because you have already agreed that it's okay between the two of you. When it becomes a problem is if the person has said, well, they put stipulations on, okay, well, you can go cheat with this person, but not with this person, or you can do it on this night and not on that night if you go beyond whatever the agreement was between the two of you. But as
Yeah.
long as you both have agreed that it's okay for you to do it.
But
then
is it fair for a person to put stipulations on it? If you're opening the door and allowing your mate to go and do something else with whoever they chose, you know, you have to pick the person that you want them to go deal with.
Well, that's between them. It's whatever it is that they decide that they want to do in that relationship.
Well, Gorilla, you are a married man. If your situation, your clap could no longer clap, and you gave wifey the okay to go and clap with someone else, would you get? No, you just absolutely not, huh? She can't go clap nowhere else. You just gonna have to figure something out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And if she gave you the okay to go and clap with someone else because she could no longer, could you do it?
And you had them adapting.
Adapting?
Adapt, yeah.
Okay. So you wouldn't,
Adapting.
you don't feel as though being married, you should have that option to go out and do other things no matter what the situation is, even if they say it's okay.
No.
You guys agree with that?
I agree.
The marriage vow says in sickness and in health.
Right.
So
Till death do you part.
Yeah.
well, yeah, but
But
the
the
sickness
sexual,
and health,
the clap has died.
The clap didn't die.
It
Something
did die. They can't clap no more.
Usually clap dies because emotions and attract, folks don't. But I'm saying when the medical says it prevents it from taking place, that's different. And that's something, because when we say the clap dies in a relationship, then usually one, if not both, are probably stepping out somewhere else.
But if it
They
dies
just,
because the
but if it's
one mate can't
prevented
clap
based like
anymore because
on
of
health,
medical.
when it's based like on health,
Mhm.
yeah, prevented because of health or what have you. I mean, it goes back to, like I say, health, sickness or health. You have to, that's something you have to, you know, you have to go back and look at your vows. Let's say, I really think a lot of people write these vows and sometimes, or take on these vows, and they write them because they sound good, put a little something on it and whatever. But some people, I wonder, do they really, really express, make this vow because this is how they really feel? This is what they believe in. So that's sickness and health to death do us part. That's some real stuff right there. That's some real statements,
The sickness and health. I mean, that's a sickness and that's a health.
Yeah. So you're gonna have to. That's pretty
So
hard, and
even if
I
they're
don't know
telling
if
you
I.
it's okay,
Yeah,
it's
that's
really
pretty
not
hard.
okay.
No, because then, depending your faith. For me, some people
Yeah.
they say, "Well, my faith would not allow me to step out like that."
What about you,
Be,
JJ? Could you do it? If they gave
Um,
you the okay, do you
I
think you
don't
would
know.
validate?
I think it's possible. I think you got to be very cautious because you run the risk of, diseases or in our current times, dealing with possible that C word that, dealing with, the pandemic. So,
Yeah.
there's a lot of risk now, especially now, stuff is just airborne. So,
Only thing they got to do is breathe on you.
yeah, you're right. And so there's that to deal with as well. So, and then the person's already not well, and then you add going out and possibly infecting your partner or you know what I mean? So it's a risky thing. And
even if they're giving you the okay, it still is.
It's risky.
It's risky, and it's a certain obligation, as John mentioned, with the vows through sickness and health, and until death do us part. I mean, it's one thing if you're dating somebody and you haven't married and you both come up with that, but in marriage, I would see it more as a loyalty and commitment, especially before, we gave these vows before the Lord and witnesses, and we have connected as one. So you have to find other ways to please one another, and you can without actually being able to go all the way with the clap. You got to be creative. There is other things that you have to just do your research and figure out how you can make it happen. But marriage, I mean, for real, John, marriage is a very,
I ain't saying that.
I would hate to see anybody in that situation, but I'm quite sure it really does happen. And it's a very tender, sensitive topic and subject. And I would hate to even, know of anybody going through that, because, marriage is powerful. It's powerful. And people, I think, don't take it as serious as it is.
When we were saying about cheating mentally and emotionally, you get with a person, there's going to be some emotions that's going to be shared. There's going to be some things that you're going to become attached, in some kind of way.
And some exchange of some very vital juices.
All right, Sharon.
All right, Sharon.
See y'all later.
Thank you for joining in.
We enjoyed you. Thank you.
All right, y'all. Okay,
thank you.
All
right. There's gonna be some very serious things that that happens in that combination together. So I can truly understand.
But before you even get to that point, spending time. It's just like if this is not a situation and you spending time with another person outside your marriage and you becoming emotionally, it's still that you ain't even got to the clap yet.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
To become emotionally connected with someone is still, you're still barking
you still
up the wrong tree.
It's still cheating.
When you say that, when you say so, Gareth, you still are cheating if you become emotionally connected with someone outside of your marriage. It's still wrong. It's still wrong. You might not have clapped, but you have desires and attraction for someone else, and maybe you talk on a regular, and all that, and you're getting connected, and you're getting emotionally connected with this person. And you may not have two words to say to your wife on a regular basis, that's not right, and vice versa. So that's some good feedback. We did a great overtime show today, you guys. I want to thank everyone for being a part of the Donna Smith Show on a Sunday with Grown Folk Talk. I want to thank my panel. Sharon came strong. Yay. Sharon, JJ, John Timothy Mims, always with the gift of gab. And of course, Gareth. I am thankful for all of you guys. And John, remind us again, my sister's keeper that's coming up on May 14th.
May 14th.
May
the African American Arts and Culture Center,
in San
Community
Francisco.
Center, San Francisco, Fulton Street. Go to My Sisters Keeper Expo.com for more info.
Okay.
Don't miss
My
out.
Sister's Keeper.
Angela Davis, keynote speaker. The Mayor
Yes.
Bree to be there. She'll be doing closing remarks for different speakers. And
Okay.
her speaking. We have a good panel discussions, food, good
Okay.
networking. You
And
writing your
working for
book,
sure. I'm gonna have to
you
bring my
writing your book,
cards and
you doing
all my
whatever.
stuff.
Come on out.
I'm gonna have to
You
bring
know,
a couple of books. I'm gonna have to bring
if
my.
you're interested in vending, go to the website.
That's right.
Looking for vendors.
Yeah.
Well, we have vendors, but we have a little room left.
Okay.
So
Well, that's wonderful. Well, I look to see you guys, and I want to thank everyone for being a part of the Donna Smith Show tonight, May 1st. And next week, Sunday, is Mommy's Day.
Day.
That's Mother's Day. I plan on doing some things earlier in the afternoon with my daughter on that day, but my plans is to do the show at 8 o'clock on that day. For those who can chime in 8 o'clock on Mommy's Day, I would be glad to have you. If you do have
8
other
o'clock.
obligations and are busy and connected with other things, I do understand. That's a very sensitive day for me. So I'm spending it with my daughter, and I would love to be able to connect with you guys because you're so special to me as well. So I look forward to seeing you. If things change, I will send out an email. She did say me and her had a date that day, and I say, well, I'll be home by 8 o'clock. She said, oh yeah, you'll be back home way before 8 o'clock. So I'm just saying 8 o'clock to give everybody enough time to enjoy their day with their mommies or whatever it is that you need to do on that day. So yes, we will be here. I want to thank you. Thank you for my viewing audience. Thank you for my panel. And this is how we do it every Sunday. I want to thank you guys. Say bye.